Just see what the actual 24th of March is about to reveal to you, my gorgeous Libra. There is something really important that is going to be revealed to you on the 24th of March 2020. And this is so important for me to say because it's also going to be marking the beginning of a rather significant stage, rather important stage, which is just going to bring so much inspiration, which is just going to bring so much positivity, which is just going to bring so much optimism, which is on another hand going to help you to connect with things that you felt disconnected with, disconnected from in the past 36 months. This is because it's bringing you such a wonderful balance, rather beautiful balance of energy, which is just energies, different energies, which is going to help you to be very vibrant, but on another hand, it's just going to be so good when it comes to your self-esteem, and it's going to be so good when it comes to your confidence, and it's also on another hand going to be very beneficial to the actual balance of the energies, which are going to be directly responsible from this moment onwards for you actually making the right decisions. But it's going to be really wonderful, really interesting, and very bizarre in many different ways, because there is an option that you will have instantly. There is the beginning that you will have instantly, but it's going to come through you actually doing things slightly differently, okay? From that moment onwards, from the 24th of March until the end of that month, it is absolutely superb time to test the waters in such a way where you need to kind of throw yourself in every single situation. You need to be as open-minded as you can. You need to be as positive as you can by doing this. But every single day, do something different. From the 24th of March until the end of that month, you need to do something different every single day, which is just going to affect your routine, your daily routine. Every single time you do this, you start a new energy shift. Every time you do this, you penetrate into those energies you don't penetrate normally. Every single time you do this, you're about to find out something very crucial, something very important and very significant at the same time, which is just going to help you a lot along your spiritual journey. This is an important moment in time, which is just going to be on the 24th of March 2020, because it is going to mark the end of the problem, the end of an era, because there is a certain message that you are going to have at the same time, and that message is going to prove something very important to you. It's going to prove things where you were very much so eager and keen to kind of do. You stuck to your own journey, your own spiritual journey at those times when you just couldn't even understand why. Maybe you stuck to certain things even if they were making you unhappy, they weren't making you happy or excited or anything like that. This is purely because your subconscious mind was absolutely buzzing. This is purely because your spiritual guide, your guardian angels were trying to make sure that you stay on the right track. We're trying to make sure that you don't go off this spiritual journey, because it's all very important when it comes to your own personal evolution, spiritual evolution. You're about to reach the peak of your personal spiritual evolution on the 24th of March 2020, and that is of course going to reveal an omen. There is a beautiful omen that you are going to have on this particular day. The beautiful omen that you are going to have, it's going to come in the form of a little bird, and that particular bird is going to be there is something going to be very unusual and very different about this bird, but it's very important, very, very important for you to understand, my gorgeous Libra. It is the 24th of March. This could also happen on the 24th, and the 25th of March is going to be just as important. So the 24th and the 25th of March are both these days are going to be rather important when it comes to you actually seeing this omen, you seeing this little bird yourself. This is an important moment in time because it is going to be very significant for you to understand that you are going to start going through the phase number 1 of your big, huge, massive transformation. But most importantly, it is the connection of your subconscious mind and your conscious mind, which are going to come together and are going to completely made you aware of a certain situation, the negative and maybe a little bit dangerous situation that you will escape at the same time. But you are going to become aware on these particular days, on 24th or 24th or either 25th of March. These 2 days are also going to reveal a little danger that you wouldn't normally have. And this is all part of this absolutely powerful process. I just want to be clear, my gorgeous Libra, it is so important. It is not only like about you seeing an omen, you seeing a little bird. No, baby, no. You really need to remember what is on your mind on the 24th and the 25th of March. What is on your mind? What is bothering you? What is trying to come out? What is trying to get your attention? This is all going to be a rather beautiful and vibrant time when it comes to your own psychic feelings, when it comes to your own intuition, but you're also going to be guided by all sorts of spirits, all sorts of spirit guides, and that are going to try to come to you, to reach you through all sorts of different dimensions at the same time. We live in multiple dimensions. We live in a multiple universe. So this is why there's so many things that kind of come across to us, through us, with us, through our spiritual journey at the right moment, at the right time. This is because the March in general, now going on the March in general, my gorgeous Libra, is an important month when it comes to you, because emotionally you are going to reach a very much so very important stage, because emotionally also you are going to grow, you are going to become more powerful, and you are going to become more strong. So therefore the significance to sort out the certain problem within the family matters that is been bothering you for a long time, you know, this is going to be the great time, perfect time for you to step in, because there is a certain situation related to the family, or it's like if you haven't got a family, there is a certain situation that is going to that is going to shine very bright, very shiny, bright, very shiny, shine very bright, okay? When it comes to you, are going to be required pretty much so with your wonderful and powerful and beautiful and very deep and very spiritual and very psychic energy. I'm saying this because all along you were right. So it's either the certain family member that is going to need your help, or if you haven't got a family, that's absolutely fine. It's somebody who is very close to you, like a close friend, you know, that can be like a family member, you know, but it depends what was on your mind and who you were thinking about. Letter M, you see, letter M for a mother, for example, it's also very much so going to be strong. And letter E, also letter E, it's going to be very much strong and very much so significant when it comes to this time, when it comes to this problem, when it comes to this realization, because you were right with something, with a certain issue, with a certain problem, you had something on your mind, but this is just so important for you to come out with this, for you to say what the problem is, to say what the solution to problem is. You were right, and now you just have to go around, all along around, and just think the way you're gonna come down to this problem, to this person, to this situation, to these people, and what is the best way to step in and kind of make an adjustment and try to give a little bit of your power, a little bit of your beauty, a little bit of your love, a little bit of your influence. This is somebody who is very close to you, a certain family member that is absolutely going to be beneficial. No, it's gonna benefit from this absolutely beautiful energy, because somebody is lost, Libras. Somebody around you is very lost, and this person is so much needing you, but maybe they're kind of maybe a little bit too proud, or maybe they're kind of not ready, maybe they're not too excited. There are lots of things. It's a very complex situation, so therefore it's going to require a little bit of your beautiful energy, and that in itself, it's going to be beneficial for that person because you know what that person needs to do. You were right all along, and now it's all about coming out and saying this to that person. That person needs you. That person needs your love. That person needs your adjustment. That person needs your input because they are dealing with something very difficult, and it's a lots of cloudness, very cloudy around them. So they need you to get rid of this cloudness, and in order to do this, you're just going to step in and say what it is. This is very, very, very important moment in time, my gorgeous Libra, to act, because this is going to bounce back at you really beautifully later on. Within the 7 months from now onwards, something really beautiful is going to happen, and that person, it's going to come out of this negative circle, negative situation. This cloud is going to start shifting, but this is going to be all down to you being completely right from the beginning. The 24th of March, it's basically, you just have to remember, when you see that little bird and that omen, you will know that this is the time of the transformation that it's about to start for you. You are going to shine very, very brightly. This is going to be an important stage for you. But when you see that little bird, that what I said, that little omen, you really need to pay attention to what was on your mind. What is taking lots of time, when it comes to your mind, when it comes to your subconscious mind. This is absolutely perfect time for you to dig in a little bit, and just try to reflect on what you're thinking about, what you're focusing on, without kind of like thinking too much, without kind of thinking intensely. Try to see what do you reflect on when you are relaxing, when you're meditating, when you're grounding yourself, when you're like kind of enjoying yourself, when you're having a little spiritual moment with whatever it is, when you're touching your crystals, it all depends. These are the very important moments when your mind just kind of starts drifting away, but purely because you're part of the different dimensions and different energies at the same time. So therefore, you are provided to go very deeply when it comes to your psychic feelings, when it comes to your intuition, when it comes to your emotion. This is because your third psychic eye is going to be all around the place. My Lord, my Lord, my Lord. This is very important because you're going to have a really significant realization through these like channels of uncertainty and subconscious mind that is just going to come through the absolutely perfect balance of your spirituality and practicality and these energies. And this is why you just need to pay attention to what is on your mind. For once, it's going to be mind-blowing realization. For two, you will know which way to go. For three, there is an option going to be waiting for you, but it's just more importantly, some kind of compatibility. It's going to become very powerful here, but it's also the certain influence is going to become evident. And sometimes when the certain influence becomes evident, then at the same time there is something going to be followed. You will be told something by an really important person or a figure or a spiritual leader in your life that is just going to become absolutely mind-blowing way out of the situation that became very slow, very slow, and that reflected on other parts of your life, and that had to unfortunately reflect on your thinking, but in particular when it comes to the future planning. So this is part of the really big picture, and also it is just basically going to mark the beginning of a swift activity and sudden progress. This is so important because that is going to be followed by a particular message, an instant message which you are going to have, and that in itself is just going to confirm something to you, and it's going to make you feel even more firm, even more powerful. This is because the balance is going to be absolutely perfect. And once you've got the balance right over here, my gorgeous Libra, nothing is going to stop you, because you're very powerful, you're very strong people, you're very deep in many different ways. But that deepness can sometimes just take you thinking, it can give you lots of things to worry about, which is natural, which is normal. Some signs worry more, some signs worry less. But sometimes when the actual combination is just so perfect, which is throughout the March, this is going to be quite significant, because this is the time of your awakening in general. This is the time when you're going to be like a little flower, just going to grow, you know, starting to grow towards the sun. This is the time when you're going to be like a little butterfly, starting your own transformation and just flying from flower to flower, because you love this time of the year. You like this time of the year. This time of the year, you're going to make a very important decision at the end of March. You will make an important decision that is going to take off, my gorgeous Libras, in October 2020. In October, at around the end of October 2020, this decision that you're going to make is going to have a really important next stage indeed. And that, my gorgeous Libras, it's also going to be marking the beginning of the transformation. So from the 24th onwards in particular, I highly suggest you like to try to like change things around you. Again, change things in your environment, because this is going to help you to work more with the flow. It is not good always to kind of stay part of the same energy by not changing things around. It's very important to kind of like do this feng shui. It's like in feng shui, it's like basically you're always kind of changing things around, moving things about, because it's very important for the actual energy, because it helps with that energy flow. And then at the end, that's very good for our personal power, very good for our personal strength, and that also is just kind of makes us even more creative. So it's a very I highly suggest you see, I have no idea where it is now, sorry. Where is it now? There we go. I highly suggest you to get something like this. You see this, my gorgeous Libra? And I would do this, you see? It's a dry sage, of course. Look at the size of this. It's a dry sage. I highly suggest you to get dry sage. If you can do it on the 24th and 25th, that's fine. But then if you can do it at the beginning of the March, it will be also really good. It's going to help you like to cleanse your place from the negative spirits, negative energy. It's very important to go into every single room in the house, close all the windows, my gorgeous Libras. It will be very, very good to do this. If you can't do it at the beginning of the month, then you can do it at least on the 24th or the 25th of March. I'm keep on repeating these numbers for now, because this is also an entrance into a completely different world. This is an entrance into a completely different dimension. This is an entrance into a completely different energy, my gorgeous Libras, and it's just gonna like kind of like really reflect on you in being brave, in being excited, and it's just going to give you a boost of confidence to do a lot. And that, my babies, is just gonna help you to activate so much that wasn't activated around you in your energy field. So therefore, that's why I'm saying that you need to be as brave as anything, my gorgeous Libra. It's going to be amazing. So, or either at the beginning of the month, or either at around the 24th and the 25th, if you can use this dry sage stick and go into every single room in the house, close all the windows first, then you can say a little prayer, you can say a little mantra, you can say a little affirmation if you feel like it. It all depends on your personal balance, and just make sure that you smoke every room in the house you have. If you live in one room only, if you are renting just one room, then it's advisable to do in that particular room. And then once you're finished, just open the window, and as the smoke goes along, the negative energy goes along. And this is a very good part of the process, and it works really well when you need to get rid of the old in order to make a space for the new indeed. Okay, and I highly suggest you to get this. And you also may feel like a little bit weird, a little bit bizarre after you smudge your home, and that's actually quite good. And I said this before, as more weird you feel, as more bizarre you feel, as more strange you feel, you know, that's actually better for you later on, because it means that you had quite a large amount of negative energies accumulated within you. So that's why it kind of is draining to take all that energy out, and that's why it leaves you a little bit weird for like about a couple of days. And then after that, you just shine very, very brightly, like the brightest star in the sky, my gorgeous Libra indeed. And this is how it works. If you would like to buy this beautiful rather large dry sage, the link is in the description below. And by buying things from my channel, you're also of course supporting my channel as well. But most certainly this is going to bring the resolution of a problem. That particular day, the 24th of March, is going to be responsible for you for having a resolution of a problem, important conclusion conclusion, which is at the same time going to bring you solace. It's going to bring a beautiful healing, because you're going to have a satisfactory result indeed, and that is going to bring you the fulfillment you didn't feel and you didn't have in a really long time. But on another hand, it's just all about this beautiful and very important inspiration as well. Okay, so this is going to be on the 24th of March. Very, very important moment in time indeed. Okay, my name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and these are your monthly horoscope tarot card readings, and it's for you, my gorgeous Libra, and it's for March 2020. So it's for you, my gorgeous Libra, and it's for March 2020. So you see your number this month when it comes to numerology, oh my lord, of course that it's all about body, mind and spirit. Okay, you will be carefully aligned with the divine energy, my gorgeous Libras. This March you will be carefully aligned with the divine energy. Your number is 363. These are powerful, beautiful and very important numbers, not only when it comes to your own awakening, not only when it comes to your own spirituality, not only when it comes to your own excitement, but it's just about this absolutely ooh la la, va, vumish, perfect, beautiful, sharp energy being aligned like this throughout the March. But it's not only about the March. This is just the beginning of your own awakening, which is just going to bring you bravery and optimism where you need it. You will see, because you will most certainly face the certain fear, and the way you're going to come out of it is going to be like, ooh la la, I've done so well. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so number 363, it's all about the body, mind, spirit. You will be carefully aligned with the divine energy, which means that as more open-minded you are, the more you're gonna achieve through your own creativity, imagination, inspiration, growth, and most certainly manifestation. Absolutely mind-blowing, mind-blowing, mind-blowing. I highly suggest you, my gorgeous Libra, having 363 numbers in this absolutely remarkable balance. I also suggest you from the beginning of the month up until the end of the month, if you possibly can, try to do every single day, try to do something different in order to change your routine. That is at the same time going to bring you an absolutely remarkable outcome that you wouldn't normally have, because it's coming from a different focus, which is on another hand going to start invocation at the moment in time when it wouldn't normally happen. This is all through your own radiance, which is at the same time going to be an important part of your own progress, of your own rebirth. My gorgeous Libra, this is very, very, very important moment in time of an unfoldment, activation, a harmony, which is most certainly going to bring you a reason for celebration by the end of the end of the month, because of the opportunity that you wouldn't normally have. Absolutely remarkable moment in time. You can expect also success, material attainment this month. You know, you're gonna find yourself in an advantage, in an advanced way, and this is absolutely brilliant. And most certainly it's like a difficult time, annoying, slow time that was just taking so much energy from you. It's coming to an end, but through your own eyes, through your own realization, through your own self-esteem, which is going to be bursting out of you. And that is going to really be so nice when it comes to your own energy, which is just going to be very highly optimistic moment in time. And it's also going to be like some kind of stability that you didn't have before, which is just going to start making very strong connection with your future planning, but a close future planning indeed. This is going to make you realize there is going to be a big change when it comes to your home. You will be able to actually do something what you wanted to do in a long time, but this is to do with the big change, okay? And it's going to be an honor. It's going to provide you with an honor. You're going to feel very proud of yourself for being able to act in a certain way when it comes to your home and change and things like that. And that is also going to make you feel so good about yourself, and it's going to make you become assertive of things that you should become assertive of, especially when it comes to your emotional life, when it comes to people around you, and when it comes to things that you want to do, things that you want to achieve, and the direction that you want to go towards. Indeed. indeed. It will be a little indecisive situation that you will have, but at the same time it's good because this is all part of your progress, this is all part of your focus, this is all part of your rebirth, which is most certainly going to help you out so much when it comes to the certain hard work paying off, and this is going to be very much so connected to this stage indeed. On another hand, when it comes to your actual health, my gorgeous Libra, this couldn't be more important time. My lord, this honestly couldn't be more important time to actually try to meditate as much as you can, but try seriously. It doesn't have to be like, I'm not saying like, oh my god, the whole hour or something. No. You can meditate for 5 minutes, you can lie down for 5 minutes and just relax yourself, but it's so important to try to connect yourself with the nature. I know I always talk about it, but it's just like the forests are so beautifully balanced and they're very spiritual, they're full of spirits, but on another hand, it's just so well balanced. We work so well in conjunction with the nature, in conjunction with the spirits, in conjunction with the forest, by just like having a connection with this. It rejuvenates us so much. It helps us on so many different levels. And also like just by sitting by the water, or like just by a lake or a sea or a like a river, or just being in the forest, trying to ground yourself by touching the ground, with your hands, try to make a very strong connection and reconnection by imagining, the beautiful white light going through your body, surrounding you, surrounding your head, surrounding your neck, surrounding your shoulders, going down, and as you're grounding yourself, you're touching the ground, with both hands on the ground like this, and then just imagine, through every single finger, just imagine like a little mini tree trunks going into the ground, mini tree trunks, going into the ground basically, and just imagine every single finger like that on one hand, every single finger on that like that on another hand. And this is a very important moment in time of the progress of your own rejuvenation. Tree roots I meant, tree roots, tree roots or tree trunks, tree roots. I don't know if you can say tree trunks. Can you say that? I'm not so sure, but tree roots basically, the roots of the tree, going through each finger. You just imagine this with your mind, every single finger on each hand, and it only takes like about a couple of, few seconds, but at the same time, this energy is so strong and it's so powerful, and you are making it, you are designing it, you're working on it, you're making very big progress in between you and the nature. And this is doing so much to it. It's like a beautiful, important spiritual detox that you're doing at the same time. And also that is going to help you later on to make an important decision without you even realizing. And for example, you can also just like if you can go inside the water, it's perfect. By this time of the year, it depends where you are, if it's safe to go in the water, but you don't have to go inside the water. You can just purely be next to the water, because it's very spiritual energy as well, and it's going to do quite similar thing at the same time. And the third thing you can do, just hug the tree as well at some point, and that is going to help you quite a lot with your own rejuvenation. It's something that I highly advise. On another hand, it's just so important, please, to try to take something like organic acerola cherry powder. I know I said this millions of times. I'm going to say it again. I'm afraid it's something that you're still going to benefit from like there is no tomorrow. I would highly suggest you to take 1 dose of organic acerola cherry powder in the morning, a little glass of water. You take organic powder, you mix it up, 1 teaspoon, you take it the first thing in the morning, and then you do exactly the same thing before you go to sleep at night. And this is going to help you to rejuvenate yourself with vitamin C levels, because you will have like a little bit of like you will be prone to a little bit of like a cold and flu symptoms, like this type of infection. So this is absolutely perfect to do. And also organic spirulina. Please, if you could take organic spirulina, this is going to be okay to take only once in the morning. Okay, organic spirulina is absolutely brilliant to help you to rejuvenate yourself, and it's going to give you that boost of energy that you need. And also another thing that I was going to say to you, to actually make sure that you are taking use natural deodorant, aluminium free deodorant, because you will be more sensitive to aluminium. And inside your gums, I said this before, this is something that I've seen before with you Libras, it's going to be very sensitive. So just keep on taking organic acerola cherry powder. This is going to help you with your healing inside inside your gums. But also, please, I said this before, I'm going to say it again, avoid toothpaste with horrible fluoride and avoid mouthwash with fluoride. So try to have a toothpaste and mouthwash without fluoride, natural, and if they can have like about organic tea tree, maybe aloe vera in, it would be ideal. But otherwise you can just choose something that suits you the most. And also, I know it's a lot to do with health. Food high in vitamin D you need to eat, and if you don't like organic free range eggs, for example, they have a vitamin D, but then otherwise you can get like a natural vitamin D supplement, but it need to be without any chemicals, without any nasty additives or anything like that added in. It needs to be natural, and this is going to help you with your bones quite a lot. Okay, natural vitamin D. Okay, if you're on any other medication, and also, sorry, another thing is just one more thing. It's very important for you to sit correctly and to think about your posture and try to straighten out your posture, because your posture is going to be very sensitive throughout the month, in particular your neck and in particular your shoulders. You know, just try to make sure you get a nice little massage or just make sure that you're doing certain exercises, and make sure that you sleep in the correct make sure that you sit down in the correct way and that you're sleeping on a side as much as you can with a good quality pillow and a nice pillow in between your legs, which is going to help you to relax the lower part of body in the way you wouldn't be able to relax it normally. So that can be rather beneficial at the same time for you. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor. You just need to check with your GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications, my gorgeous Libras, or not. Okay, so now I'm just going on the basically very first date that I think that it's going to be quite important when it comes to you, my gorgeous Libra. And the very first day, it's actually going to be on the 1st of March. The very 1st of March is going to feel really beautiful, really brilliant, and it's so much going to be the moment of transformation that you will be able to recognize. I think it's going to be the moment when you're going to wake up in the morning, you're going to feel like, oh my God, a little bit drained, and then you will just do something, and then you're just going to realize, oh my God, I'm not drained, you know, I can do this, I can do that, I can achieve this, I can achieve that. So it's going to be like that little tricky bitty that it's going to need to come out of you, through you, in order to see and realize that this is the powerful moment in time, because your energy is just going to start rejuvenating itself by itself. So this is the moment in time that everything you have been putting on the side, my gorgeous Libra, you just start doing, my babies, you just start doing, because it's going to be very important for you to go for it. Highly spiritual, highly important time. I highly suggest you this Moldavit. Look at this baby here. Look, it's a nice size, that one is. This one comes with an absolutely like little sterling, it's wrapped in a little sterling silver wire. But the Moldavite is so unique, it's so beautiful, and sometimes it's very difficult to get hold of these little guys. They're absolutely amazing, one of the most powerful crystals that there actually is, and this is very, very, very important when you are actually going through such a beneficial time, when you are having your own spiritual awakening, but most importantly when it's the return of the balance, because at the same time what this wonderful crystal is going to do, it's going to be beneficial for all your chakras, and it's also going to be very important for your own spiritual growth. So you're going to grow in such a way where, like in a very powerful and strong way, that it's going to help you with your own advancedness. It's going to help you to understand things by having a balance you wouldn't normally have, because it's just going to help you to expand your mind that much further and get hold of things, you know, to have them within your sphere, within your energy, within your dimension, and understand them. But in particular, those things that are beneficial for your spiritual growth, for your spirituality, in particular when you are focusing on things, when you are working a lot, when you are trying to achieve something. This is very, very good crystals as well when it comes to your own prosperity, when it comes to your own protection, when it comes to your own balance. It's very, very important, because it attracts wonderful energy, and it does brings out the best out, you know, in you. new as well. This beautiful, beautiful molder that comes with a sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. But this is a wonderful crystal to help you out with your own creativity and to keep your mind open, to keep you very optimistic. It's a very, very feel-good crystal indeed. The link to buy this in the description below, and I highly, highly recommend this. The 1st of March is going to make you realize the certain message, and that message is also gonna be the beginning stage of you realizing that you need to kind of do something different. You need to, and this is all coming from that particular dimension, what I said to you before. In order to achieve things in life the way you want them to be, it's like you need to kind of change things slightly. So this is the moment in time when you will feel like you want to do something different, and that it's also going to make you realize that materialistically there is a really beautiful and important progress that you are going to have when it comes to you materialistically, and that it's also going to be very strange moment in time when it comes to you being part of the certain ritual. My gorgeous Libra, you will be part of the certain ritual, and this is in particular the 1st and the 2nd of March are going to be very strong. 1st, 2nd and the 3rd of March. 1st, 2nd and the 3rd of March are going to be all so important these 3 days when it comes to the certain ritual that you're going to be part of, spiritual ritual, but you may not even realize, you may not even notice. It is going to come with an element of surprise, but it's going to become the part of your own dimension, which is at the same time going to make you realize something very important through this focus, and that is going to provide you with a completely different perspective, because it's going to bring you a promise where you wouldn't have it normally. This is the part of the ritual that you're going to be. Maybe you will just walk out and maybe suddenly you will become the part of like a group of people who are dancing and chanting or something. It all depends. You may even be part of the ritual in your mind. You may focus so much, you may focus so powerfully, you may focus so deeply that you make a connection with a certain spiritual tunnel which throws you in it, and makes you be part of this dimension, this direction, this energy, which is exactly what you need, because there is an important perspective that you will get through this. You will see exactly what I mean, because it is an idea that is going to come out of it. On another hand, it's an important accomplishment. By the end of the 1st of March, you will most certainly have an important accomplishment, my gorgeous, my ever so precious Libra. The 2nd important date, my gorgeous Libra, it's going to be on the 13th of March. Of course that it has to be on the 13th of March, okay? This is so brilliant, because now this is going to be an important stage that you will be going through, and that important stage that you are going to be going through, you see, it's also on another hand going to realize you that you're actually very lucky. There is a certain realization about luck being on your side when it comes to this particular day, and that in itself is also going to be directly responsible for the actual certain enlightenment that you wouldn't have. Look at this baby, of course it had to come. Look at this. I'm not even, oh my Lord, it is the number 13, and then you have death here. This is an absolutely remarkable. It is the number 13th, I told you, and I just shuffled the cards and I get my confirmation right in front of you, right here, right now, right here, right now, right here, right now, right here. It's muerte, it's death, muerte. Look at this. It is the number 13. It is the transformation. It is the clearing away the old in order to make the place for the new. But at the same time, it's a very strong day when it comes to your optimism, when it comes to your power of your mind, when it comes to your manifestation, my baby Libras. This is an incredible day because you will be able to alter quite a lot. But also, this is going to bring you an important life-changing realization. This is such an important moment in time, and it's also great when it comes to the certain bright prospect, an important bright prospect you are going to have, and this is going to be connected to the old something that you used to do in the past and used to enjoy it, this is going to return into your life at the same time. It's an absolutely remarkable time when it comes to satisfaction, pleasure and happiness that you are going to have. It is the time of transformation, my gorgeous Libras. I can't stress enough how important this day is going to be. The 13th of March. It's also going to be an important day if you want to get like a little bit of like a candle, you know, like make a little wish, you know, make a little ritual, make a little manifestation, light a candle, you know, but before you light the candle, take a little candle, write one thing on. What would you like to happen? What would you like to happen? What would you like to achieve? What would you like to manifest? This is an absolutely remarkable moment in time because message is going to be sent to the universe like immediately. And what else I was going to say, my Libras, the 13th of March is going to mark the beginning of an adventure, you know, and this is all going to boil down to the fact that you're going to feel very enthusiastic, and this in itself is going to bring a new initiative, new start, where you will realize unlimited possibilities. And that, my babies, it's going to be everything, because it's going to in turn into a really important obsession, and that in itself is going to bring you peace, tranquility, and also nice rest, you know, and beautiful union. It's going to be quite important. You will immediately know that, you know, money, wealth, treasure, reorganization is going to be needed a little bit. You know, you're going to need to tap into it, but most certain results of efforts are nearly due, and that is going to be an important time for you. And when we are expecting things, you see this malachite, you see this beauty here, absolutely gorgeous little crystal, and it's very important when you expect certain changes, when we are focusing on things, but also when we want to understand certain things about our lives, you know, that we don't understand, but in particular when we need a little bit of confidence, bravery, when we need a little boost of confidence, and in particular when we are kind of going through certain changes and we want to know what to do next, I highly suggest you to get a green malachite. This comes with a sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, my babies, you're also supporting my channel as well. The third important date is going to be the 31st of March. Bam, bam, bam. This is nothing unusual, my gorgeous Libra. The 31st of March is going to bring you like an absolutely remarkable feeling. You know, this is going to be the time when a certain stage is going to become obvious. And it is just going to be like, oh my God, it is a revelation, realization, the new start, the new beginning that you needed so much, but it's also going to come with an element of surprise, and that in itself is going to be an important moment in time when it comes to your own realization, but also the beginning of a meaningful experience, like an adventure. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's all about the actual combination of material and spiritual prosperity that is just going to make you realize that, you know, there is an unknown situation that is coming up, but normally within the last 7 months you had some kind of option with this already, and this is going to come up again, but you kind of turned it down, and maybe you didn't want to go towards it, maybe subconsciously you didn't even realize, but because it was a lot of elements of unknown. Now that is coming through, and it's going to bounce back, and now you're going to find yourself like kind of going for it. So this is all important, and you will be very, very active. This is all coming through your own activity and just going towards this dimension of like something that's unknown. Before you'll be like, no baby, no, and now you're gonna be like, just go for it. You know, this is because you will be able to feel these different dimensions already. But the 31st of March, by the end of that day, it is all about the change, realization. This month, whole month is going to be remarkable, but in particular the 31st is just going to make you confirm something. Confirm. It's about the transition and change that you are going to have, most certainly, but it's also about the abandonment. You know, this is going to require a little sacrifice from you, a little readjustment from you, but most certainly it's also going to mark the beginning of your own rebirth. Important, because the 31st of March is also like kind of like you're entering this absolutely mind-blowing spiritual doors. Everything is going to start changing after this moment. So from the end of March up until October, the end of October 2020. This will be a very spiritual, very important and very significant time in general when it comes to you achieving things and when it comes to your own transformation, but achieving so much through it as well at the same time. Okay, so now my gorgeous Libra, now going on the very first part of the actual March. Did you think I forgot? Did you think I forgot? Libera, 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 libera. Libera, 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 heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough about a living, make a better place for you and for me, you and for me. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough about a living, make a better place for you and for me, you and for me, you and for me. Make a better place. I had to, my gorgeous Libra, I had to. Listen, you know, the first part of March, just remember, you will have the power of the magic flower. The first part of March, heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough about a living, make a better place for you and for me, you and for me, make a better place. Yeah, it's important for you to remember that you have this spiritual power of making decisions and being absolutely ooh la la, warumish indeed. The whole team of people is going to benefit from it, and they're going to need your foot to put down. And you are going to put your foot down in a sense of like waking people up and opening people's eyes towards what real or what no. You will be the main subject or main person in order to open other people's eyes. So whether this is the family matter, whether this is like to do with work, whether this is to do with career, it doesn't matter. Any group of people that you come across, you will be very important part of the progress by lighting the candle, by the passion within you. You will be able to understand things and help people out. On another hand, you are having a very important enlightening moment. You will have an important enlightening experience at the beginning of March. That in itself is going to make you realize that it's time to move on, but most certainly it's going to be an option to go for when it comes to your own luxury and culmination. You're going to make an important judgment, an important decision when it comes to like a problem that you keep on putting aside, and every time when you go to sleep that problem would be like around your mind and it was taking so much from you. So now you're going to make an important decision, and it's going to be the part and the start of your awakening. That in itself, it's gonna open up an option, provide you with an option you wouldn't normally have, which is you're gonna know you all along you've been defensive about this particular stage, but by the time we get to the mid part of March, you're just going to go for it because your power is going to be very strong, and you're going to find test and challenge like ooh la la, do it. Now it's time not to put things aside. Just go for it, go for it, most certainly, because there is the burden situation, problematic situation when it comes to you, and when it comes to you planning things and being excited about things, about your future, because something would just always comes up and something would always take your like a mind away. Now this devilish energy, it's about to go away, which is absolutely brilliant. So there is an important stage about your future planning that you're going to have, and it's coming purely from your security and power, and it's going to boil down to one thing: a vision. You will have a remarkable, mind-blowing vision, my gorgeous Libras, about your future. And this is so important because it's just going to liberate you in so liberated. It's amazing. It's going to liberate you in so many different ways. It's going to make you feel so good about yourself. But this is about this amazing balance that you're going to have, and you will be able to kind of like also liberate yourself out of the negative situation, because you were kind of in a way held down when it comes to all your possibilities, when it comes to things that you have to do, because without you even realizing, you were spiritually kind of tied down because you were kind of thinking. You're a very deep thinker, you're a very powerful thinker, so that energy was just kind of holding you down at the same time. So now this is all about the shift, and it's all about to work for you in your favor, my gorgeous Libra. I know this because you're coming out of the enslavement situation, little tricky situation with little snake in the grassy that was around you for a while, and sucking out your energy at the same time. This is so important in so many different ways, my gorgeous Libras, indeed. Okay, by the time you get to the last part of March, this is all about the problem that you had a resolution for before, that gave you the conclusion. It's not going to go into an effect full on big time at around the end of the March. It's going to provide you with a new beginning and unlimited possibilities, and that is going to bring you inspiration and potential that you long time you've been waiting for. And also at the same time, there is a certain acceptance that you will have with, the certain stage of your life, part of your life didn't work how you wanted it to work. It didn't unfold as fast, as quick. Well, hey, tough luck, move on, time to move on. I know it sounds really tough, like, time to move on, but it's just all the power and energy and the strong vibration that you're going to have. It's going to provide you with a different strength, and that is going to provide you with a different perspective and the acceptance that you will have. And this is just going to mark the completion, an important completion of very depressive and maybe like a little bit anxious time that you had within the last 9 months, because something didn't unfold as quick as you wanted when it comes to your own personal success. So that doesn't matter really, because now you're going on the whole new dimension, and this is all about the certain control. You will be able to get out of the feeling controlled by other people and other entities, for example, but most certainly it is all about the authority as well. Somebody of an authority is going to tell you something, it's going to praise you so beautifully, and this is going to mean the world of everything to you, whether you're working, whether you're not working, whether you're retired, it doesn't matter. The certain person of authority, it's also going to be the part of this enlightening moment, the part of this radiance at the end of the month, which is just going to make you realize, oh my God, the air is clear, go for it. But at the same time, it's about the prosperity. At the same time, it's a recovery from like a negative stage and recovery from a certain loss that is going to become evident and highly powerful moment in time here. And also it is just all about through somebody's scrutiny and negativity, somebody's negative reaction, it's also going to be really beautiful way out for you, because you are going to be tested in that particular way, and you're going to do so well. So if somebody tries to wind you up a little bit or be negative to you at the end of the month, just go for it, and like in such a way, you just remember to rise above the negativity, rise above the situation, because I can see you being very good, very amazing, very professional, and that is also karmically going to instantly going to reward you, because your power is going to become very enhanced at this moment in time, and that is going to boost your creativity, in particular when it comes to your own strength and optimism, which is going to reflect in such a wonderful way, and very, very good indeed. You will hear something very important about the professional life and about career and finances at the end of March, which is going to be very good, and it's going to be very beneficial for you and the people around you, for your practicality and for your security at the same time. Let me just tell you an important information. It's going to happen to you at the end of March as well. There are two more things I'm gonna say. The first thing that I'm gonna say is that two tarot cards that fell on the floor. That's why I'm just looking. But it's like basically two things that I want to say to you. The one thing, this is going to be an important stage because it's going to change your life, and this is also connected to the fact that you are going to have a financial opportunity, an important financial opportunity. It's going to become evident at the end of the month. This could be something brand new, but it also could be completely connected to the process and progress that you already started in either your mind, either physically, and it's already going. However, an important realization, financial opportunity is going to become evident at the end of this month. This is going to change your mind. This is going to change your life, my gorgeous Libras, for the better. You're amazing people. When you find your balance right, you can create so much. And on another hand, an important mind-blowing confirmation is going to take place right at the end of the month through your own teacher, through your own guru, through your own spiritual leader. Something is going to come to you. Something is going to travel to you. The certain confirmation is going to come either directly or either through your dreams or either through your mind or either through your hermit mode. It depends. It all depends how this is going to happen, how this is going to come, how this is going to travel to you, but most certainly it is going to be the confirmation from the right person, like a spiritual leader or a guru of yours, who is going to confirm a confusing moment in time for you and provide you with an option and provide you with the security that you wouldn't normally have. And that, my gorgeous Libras, is going to mark the new stage of confirmation in so many different ways and a new beginning at the same time as well. Okay, so now, my gorgeous Libras, I'm going to Libera, 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 libera. You know, I'm just going to now shuffle these cards, and I'm going to connect to those of you Libras who are in relationship. My Lord, something very important is going to happen here. Here we go. Oh my goodness. This is for those of you in relationship, like, ooh la la, it is just the balance is going to return. Maybe you haven't been like enough via-woomish with each other, you know. Maybe you were just too busy. Maybe things didn't work out for a while. However, there is going to be an important realization, which is just going to be so good when it comes to the actual good feeling about yourself and the return of the certain feeling. You know, it's going to be very important for both of you. I'm not saying that you lost feelings, but I'm just saying that maybe you were just focusing both on different things. Maybe you were too busy. Whatever it happens, this is going to be an important month of connection, of reconnection, and your own spiritual enlightenment when it comes to two people together. It's a beautiful moment in time when it comes to romance, you know, harmony, peace, tranquility, and rest. You know, you will be able to enjoy some kind of happiness here and success through your own hard work. At the same time, yes, your partner is going to have a very, very good news about some kind of financial situation, but also the most important thing is that you both as a couple are going to have a very important stage when it comes to justice, very important stage when it comes to balance, and very big and important reward you're both going to have and going to be benefiting from. That reward is also going to be very important for you both because it's going to provide you with an opportunity, and you will know that a very, very significant stage is going to happen much sooner than it normally would. And absolutely mind-blowing advice you're both going to get as a couple, mind-blowing advice on what to do next. Watch this space, my gorgeous Libra, watch this space. Okay, so now I'm going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to connect to those of you, my gorgeous Liberinas, who are single and ready to mingy. My gorgeous Libra, behave. Behave, Libra. You know, it is just like, you see, this is how this is going to actually start unfolding. You are really going to start living your life. You're really going to start enjoying yourself when it comes to your emotion, when it comes to your love, when it comes to your sexuality, when it comes to your radiance. This is going to be the month when you're going to feel it like, ooh la la, like full on. And I'm liking this this, because this is going to be so beneficial for your confidence. It's going to be beneficial for your self-esteem. You are going to meet quite a lot of people this month, my gorgeous Libra. Please, it's important, because these people, it's not only about the romance and lovey-lovey, stranger in the night, Liberina in the morning. No, it's not only about that, but it's about meeting important people who are going to become a relevant part of your spiritual journey. There are 3 important people who are gonna shine very brightly this month. These 3 people are going to be very significant when it comes to your future, and you will see exactly what I mean. But you are going to reach a very important peak of your own radiance. So lots of people will notice you, lots of people will like you, lots of people will kind of find you very attractive, and also you are going to be really enjoying yourself this month. It's all about flirting. It's all about you enjoying yourself. There is a lot that you're going to find out about yourself, because remember, you're spiritually growing, and you're spiritually going to be able to feel things from a slightly different angle, to understand things from a slightly different angle. There are a few very Vavoomish people you're going to meet, and they're going to find you Vavoomish, you're going to find them Vavoomish. It's more about this beautiful energy that you're going to have at the same time that is going to be so good for your confidence. But there is someone very, very important that is actually going to become part of your, look at this, there is someone very important that is actually going to come through this month, my gorgeous Libra. Someone very special, someone very smart, someone very clever, someone very intelligent, someone very capable, someone very serious but very intelligent, like when it comes to their own humor, and things like that. But someone very clever, it's about to enter your life, my gorgeous Libra. But you have to remember, this is one step at a time. This is going to take slightly longer, and it's also, this person is going to enter your life at a moment in time when you're kind of like celebrating something when it comes to the resolution of the problem. This is going to be the time when this person is going to walk into your life and literally change everything. But you have to remember, my gorgeous Libra, one step at a time. Don't think about it. Just enjoy yourself, because this person is going to come through when you least expect it, but you're going to love it. But just remember, it's one step at a time. First of all, it's going to be that good... First of all, it's going to be that good feeling, that you're going to have while you're talking to that person. And then it's going to make you feel a little bit confused. And then you're going to feel really good again. And then when you see them again, you're going to feel confused again. And it's going to be like that at the beginning until you get this important progress that I'm talking about. But someone very, very special, it's about to enter your life. Look at this. What I just took out, incredible justice, and they're both having a little scale. You see this, absolutely remarkable. This is because the balance is going to be absolutely right. The balance is going to be absolutely perfect, and you will see exactly what I mean. Fantastic. Okay, my gorgeous Libra, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you, my gorgeous Libras. Okay, I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, and light. Okay, my gorgeous Libras, sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough about a living, make a better place for you and for me. You and for me. You and for me. Make a better place. Love you, Libra. Bye.